When we look at Chaska's home sales, was it a dud or a stud? First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at days on market, which is the speed of the sales. So how fast were homes selling when they got to the market? The speed, so days on market. Last month it was, well, let's see over here, 20. It was 20 days. So that half of the homes sold faster than 20 and half of the homes sold slower than 20 days. Now, by the way, this is single family, and we'll talk about townhomes and condos here in a second. But 20 days. So what was it in June? Well, in June it was 16 days, so a little bit quicker. How about a year ago? Well, a year ago, so July of 24, it was 13. Why is it struggling a little bit from a year ago? Well, there's a couple of different reasons, but one of them is new construction has put pressure on the existing home base in Chaska. We're going to look at that a little bit more. But anyway, now when we look at townhomes and condos in Chaska for the month of July, it's a little overwhelming. It's 41 days. Couple of things. Number one, by the way, condos and townhomes are not hard and fast rules except for their legal description. So when you look at a place and you go, that's a condo, and you look at a place, that's a townhome, there might be a chance, or I should say there's a good chance, a 30 to 40, 50% chance that when you're actually looking at a townhome, it's actually a condo legally. And there is a difference when it comes to financing and other things. But I'm not going to get into that right now, but I just wanted to mention that. So there is a little bit of an interplay inside this number. So 41, so what was it the month before? Well, it was 23. So a huge difference. And again, some of these have to do with exactly when it closed, exactly when it came in the market. Maybe it, for instance, July 4th. I mean, a lot of homes don't go on the market the first week of July or even the last little bit of June because people don't want to put it on around the 4th of July. And it's usually a pretty slow showings time. You see what I'm saying? So there's lots of reasons for this, but anyway, 23, and then what was it a year ago? So in July of 24, it was 23. It's really smudgy. Is that okay? Is that okay if it's kind of smudgy like that? It's kind of weird. Anyway, so price per square foot. How much are homes selling for in Chaska? Price per square foot. Well, last month, for single families, it was $207 a square foot. This is finished square feet. It could be above ground or below ground. Before that, it was $204, okay? And when we look a year ago, it was actually $194, okay? So this will be July of 2024. Put it in perspective. So the price has gone up considerably year over year, month over month. As a matter of fact, it's 6.7%. That's a pretty healthy amount for single family homes, price per square foot to go up. Now there's a lot of other things in there. Does that mean every home in Chaska went up 6.7%? No. But does it mean that a lot of them did? Yeah, some of them maybe even more. So, but townhomes and condos, let's take a look at that. So townhomes and condos, they sold price per square foot at $194 a square foot for July of 2025. The month before, June, was $193 a square foot, okay? So a dollar difference, which I think is kind of funny actually. And a year before, it was $194 a square foot. So townhomes and condos and single family homes were selling for the same amount of square footage a year ago. 99% of the time appreciate greater than condos and townhomes. It may be 5% for a single family, and it might be 3% for a townhome and condo. So sale price wise for single family homes last month, the average was $548,000 for Chaska. A year ago, okay, so July of 2024, it was $510,000, okay? So when we look at averages, this is pretty impressive. This is basically saying, well, given everything else equal, prices went up 7.4%. Now, does that mean every home in Chaska went up 7.4%? No. What does that mean? Well, it means that it's highly likely you could have gone up 7.4% if you were kind of in the middle of the road for preparation, size, price range, things of that nature. Now, when we look at, these are rolling averages, by the way, so they're pretty accurate. And then last, well, not, I say last but not least too much, but anyway, townhomes and condos, they sold for $297,000 in Chaska last month. In July of 2024, get ready. I double checked this, by the way, and it was accurate. $311,000. So if we look at this, I'm like, oh, the sky's falling, and this is actually negative 4.7%, or this is positive. Oh, that dollar sign doesn't belong there. But anyway, you get the point. So townhomes in this same time frame went down. What does that mean? Not much. There could be an older set of townhomes. There's some older ones. There could be an older set of townhomes, and I've sold a bunch in Chaska, and I know there's certain areas that have some pretty old townhomes built in the 70s, off of Von Hertzen, for instance. And so those are older, and they sometimes, too many of them will go on the market at once, and the market has a hard time absorbing them, so they kind of depress prices for a particular month or two or something like that. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please let me know if I can be of service. Bye-bye.